Welcome back, guys. I'm Mr. Polly, and welcome to Mr. Polly's Rants and Reviews. And this week, we're going to do a review on Trine 5. Let's talk about it. Trine 5 follows the same three heroes they did the last four games. Pontius the Knight, Zarya the Thief, and Wizard Amadeus. Now, the game starts off with two of the heroes not really mattering, and then it goes to our main man, Amadeus. The story follows him mostly, because he's the only one who really has a background in this goddamn trilogy. Anyways, the game starts off with him in a freaking, I feel like a whorehouse, but instead of whores, it's monkeys. He's at a spa because he's getting divorced by his wife. Why? I got no goddamn clue. Do they tell you? I don't know. I haven't noticed it, if they did. But anyways, these three heroes meet up. And his story's the only one that really matters or sticks out at all. They meet up. They're apparently being rewarded for saving a prince, saving Trine, the world that lives inside Trine multiple times. They're finally celebrating. Like, finally. And that's when things go awry. And shit hits the fan. They really went bad this time. Like, there's been zombie apocalypses. There's been skeleton armies. There's been annoying princes being taken. But yeah, to be honest with you, no spoiler alert. They went catastrophic in this game. Really bad stuff. But you the player, get to play as these three heroes once again to save the world. And yeah, it's fun. I generally liked it. It was fun. I played with a friend, so it made it even more fun. I recommend it playing with a friend to make it fun. But ultimately, yeah, the game, pros, looks great, feels great. No real bugs. There are a lot of abilities. I know Trine is all about that. But yeah, on the pro side, the game looked great. The game played great. The game gave you about 16 to 20 hours worth of gameplay, depending on how well good you're at playing puzzles. No real complaints. The only con side of Trine 5 was the multiplayer aspect. This is the fifth game in their installment, yet they still can't figure out goddamn how to do multiplayer. They did public matches, and then they did private matches too, so that you could play with your friends. But in Trine fashion, you could not play private matches for the longest time, like 2 months. There was no invite button. Yeah. So you couldn't invite people to your private match, and people couldn't join your private matches because there was no invite, and private matches aren't public because they're private, you know. And that was a real hassle. We had a bunch of people just joining our game, and then we would kick them, and then they would join 30 seconds later, and it was the most messed up, boring, fucking frustrating thing imaginable. Ultimately, that's really the only con. I would say one of the downers is that the abilities unlocking goes way too far into the game. Like 2 hours before you beat the game, you're unlocking your last ability, and it's like, all right, I'm never gonna use this. Like, there's so many abilities in this game that you have to know like 10 different keys, and it's like there's a lot of abilities. And like the whole point of Trine is like to make each character more reliant on itself than other characters. And so it's like there's a lot of abilities to do that. But I will say it is overwhelming because it's like the best way I can describe how to beat this game when it comes to the puzzles is that the puzzles are easy, right? But you have so many abilities for each character that your brain mentally cannot understand what complexity this puzzle has. And so you're going through all of the abilities, trying to figure out all the keys and everything, and then it comes down to like, oh yeah, move this here. And you're like, what? All right. The puzzles are meant to mess with your brain, I will say. Because basically they look overcomplicated, but they look overcomplicated, but in the end they aren't. They're very simple, and you just got to remember that fact. Trine 5 is a $40 game, and you get about 16 to 20 hours out of it. And if You like casual gaming, you like just hanging out with your friend, not really doing too much, no stress. Trine 5 is your game. Highly recommended if you're into the Trine series. I know the 5 in Trine can be intimidating, thinking you need to know the rest of the story. The answer is you don't. Honestly, you could play Trine 5 and then play the Trines before it because they're so bare bones in story that you can honestly know the story by going backwards instead of forwards. But if you want to do story-wise Trine, you could either play Trine 2 to 5 or you could play 5 to 1. Now you might be like saying, oh, whoa. Play 2 instead of 1. Yeah, 1 doesn't really matter at all. Like, that one was built off of an idea to not make this game a series, and then I guess they made this game a series, so they backtracked with 1. Start from 2 to 5 or 5 to 2, and then if you want to play 1, go ahead. But yeah, this game's a 9 out of 10. $40, 16 to 20 hours. It's pretty great. It's worth the time. It's worth the effort.